Andy mentioned, our history goes back over 240 years. Morocco was the first country to recognize the United States as an ally and as a great friend. And I am so proud of that friendship. And without further ado, I'll let you get to the heart of what this meeting is about today with our two speakers. But God bless the United States and Morocco. And thank you once again for the thank you.
It's not only the United States' first treaty, but also the first treaty with an African nation and a Muslim nation. And it is the longest treaty that we have had in our country's history. So the United States and Morocco are very old friends. So in the context of that, we'll talk a little bit about what happened 75 years ago. But as a historian, you know we can never talk about today. We always have to talk about everything that happened before today. And so I'll talk only a little bit about the First World War. In 1917, the United States entered the war in its third year. Moroccan soldiers were fighting with the French, very bravely in France. And a week ago, I was at the site of the first battle. Moroccan forces were engaged in defense of France. And as the U.S. entered the war again late, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the U.S. now was engaged in the war also in Europe. And so the situation a few months before Operation Forge is on the map above. And I'm going to turn over to Sergeant Brown to talk about the situation.
Thank you. Let me say it's an honor to be here to speak to you folks. You can see on the map here, the Allies, and by the Allies I mean the United States and Great Britain primarily at this point, they were presented with some very, very tough strategic problems as to how to get their forces in the same place that the Germans were so that they could fight them. The British wanted to go further, closer to Tunisia in order to be able to get the armies closer to where the Germans were, but the Americans overruled them on that and said, no, we need to land in Morocco, we need to secure those ports so that we have safe lines of supply going into North Africa.
This is a spade so that they could dig foxholes and trenches, but it would go over the shoulders. There you go. And then it would flip in front. It's heavy. Yes, it's empty, and she's saying it is too heavy.